Well, hi, I'm Lyle Carpenter. My wife and I started with Ashworth Road. We joined Ashworth Road in 1979, and actually we had privilege to be a part of the beginning of Ashworth Road. We were at Crestwood Baptist Church, and we were involved there, and some of the people, the leaders there, decided to start a church, plant a church, they called it in those days, in West Des Moines. And we did help some in the planning of the church, but had no intention at that time to join. And as time went on, when our daughter was in a senior, she had made contact with a lady that taught Sunday school here, and she was actually her science teacher at Valley. And this lady was quite an intelligent lady and very entertaining. Her name was Joyce Nolan. We called her Bouncer. And she was, but the kids wanted to come here, and Janet was old enough to drive at that time, so she and Nancy started coming here. Glenda and I were involved in teaching I believe it was 3rd and 4th grade class in Crestwood, and so we didn't come right away. And as time came on, though, we sometimes went we'd do the Sunday school there and come out here for the service. And but eventually then in '79 we did join. The church has gone through a number of things while we've been here. We never felt that church was a place where we needed to be entertained necessarily. While good preaching and good music is helpful, that was never the main source. The main source is the privilege to serve. And I think people who serve, that's the people that are the most content. And so it was a smaller church always, and we always were able to find a place that we could be of help. And I think that once we got involved, I've done a number of things, and so has Glenda at the church, and finance committee a lot of the time. We had times when we could not make payroll, we could not pay the bills, and we would decide as a finance committee what bills we could pay and what bills we couldn't. So things weren't always easy. We were a part of 4 different expansions, or 3 different expansions. I guess there's 4 programs totally at the church. And but I personally, I did teach an adult Sunday school class for a while. I then moved on to working with the children. I've always felt that it's an important time in the life when young families have small children. The parents themselves have decisions that they're making as far as what their beliefs are and what church activities they want to get involved in. So they need to be comfortable that their children are being well cared for. And it's an important time in the life of the small children because they are getting adjusted, and they need to learn that church is a pleasant place to be, and they need to feel comfortable. And from my side of the story, it's very pleasant to work with the young children because you see their lives. Well, it's just fun to see how they view the world and how it goes through their eyes. And the 2, I've been able to follow these children as they grew up in the church and moved on, and some of them now we had one back recently that was in getting her doctorate degree, and she was in my Sunday school class. I still had somewhat of a bond with that person, and so I just believe in general that people are the most content that find places to work, and the best friends you make. I think the thing that's kept us going through the hard times is we always had good friends here, and the friends that you make here are probably the best friends you have, because I don't know, you probably would trust them in the hardest times more than anybody else, and so I think that's a plus. We never had any, you know, it would have been a joint decision if we would have ever got unhappy here, and Glenda would have probably been the strongest component in that decision, but I just don't remember us ever having any discussion of leaving the church. It's always fulfilled our needs, and I think church is what you need to look for it from a standpoint of serving rather than being entertained, and I don't know a better way to say it than that, but it's been a privilege and it's been a great time, and we still, the church means a lot to us. Well, there's been times when we disagreed with what leadership might be doing. In general, we felt our role was support the leadership of the church, and but never to the point that we have disagreements in life. Glenda and I have disagreements. There's always going to be disagreements, but you've got to look at the bigger picture, and you're going to get those disagreements no matter where you go. There's probably nothing more important in the general sense in what goes on in life than what we do and how we bring up our children. And I've been very fortunate and very happy with the lives of my children, and if I can be a part in encouraging the young people, there's nothing more important than that. And well, the main thing I wanted was, I think it's important people know that if they're going to be happy in church, they don't go to church. I mean, a lot of people go to a big church to be entertained with a good message and good music. You know what I'm saying? That's maybe wrong to say a lot of people do that, but we've always felt you're more content if you are in a church where you can serve. And